This is for educational use only. Our group grant permission for our instructor, Mr. Roldan Ardinas, to use this as educational material. Learning Objectives, LO 11.1. Explain how globalization affects religious practices and beliefs. LO 11.2. Analyze the relationship between religion and global conflict and, conversely, global peace. Topic 1. The impact of globalization to religious practices and beliefs. 2. The relationship between religion and global conflict and, conversely, global peace. 3. The role of media in the globalization of culture and religion and the creation of global village.
Good day, everyone. Today, our group will discuss the topic about globalization of religion. Globalization refers to the increasing interconnectedness of the world through trade, migration, communication, technology, and cultural exchange. Because of globalization, countries are no longer isolated from one another. Instead, they are linked through economic systems, social networks, media platforms, and transportations. Religion, on the other hand, is a system of beliefs, values, and practices that connects people to what they consider sacred or divine. Religion influences moral decisions, traditions, celebrations, laws, and even politics. When globalization and religions interact, changes happen. Religious ideas cross national borders. Different faiths meet and interact. Beliefs are strengthened, challenged, or sometimes transformed. First, how globalization affects religious practices and beliefs. Second, the relationship between religion and global conflict, and also how religion promotes global peace. Third, the role of media in spreading religion globally, and how religion become part of connected global society. Let us now begin with how globalization spreads and transforms religion.
Now let's talk about the global spread of major religions. One major effect of globalization is the global spread of religions beyond their original places of origin. For example, Christianity began in the Middle East but is now practiced worldwide, including Europe, Africa, Asia, and America. Similarly, Islam spread from Arabia to Africa, South Asia, and Southeast Asia. Buddhism started in India but became dominant in countries like China, Japan, Thailand, and Korea. Hinduism, although mostly practiced in India, has gained many followers in Western countries due to migration and global interest in yoga and meditation. Migration plays a major role in the spread. When people move to other countries for work or education, they bring their religious beliefs with them. As a result, many countries today are religiously diverse. Globalization also allows missionary activities and international religious organizations to expand their reach. Religious conferences, international missions, and global charities strengthen connection among believers across nations. Because of globalization, religion is no longer limited to one region. It became part of global culture.
So now, I will explain the changes in religious practices. So globalization not only spreads religion, but also changes how religion is practiced. In the past, religious practices were mostly local and traditional. Today, technology allows worship services to be live streamed. People can attend religious gatherings online. Religious apps provide daily prayers and teachings. Younger generations are especially influenced by globalization. They use social media to express their faith. Some churches and religious groups now use modern music, multimedia, presentations, and interactive discussions to attract youth. At the same time, exposure to other religions encourages people to learn and compare beliefs. This may strengthen their faith or lead them to explore other spiritual paths. Globalization also encourages adaptation. Religious communities sometimes adjust traditions to fit new cultural environments, while still maintaining core beliefs. Therefore, globalization transforms religious practices into something more flexible, interactive, and globally connected.
Religious hybridizations and secular influence. Another effect of globalization is religious hybridization. This happens when individual combines elements from different regions. So, for example, a person may identify as a Christian but also practices meditations from Buddhist traditions. Others may mix traditions, indigenous beliefs with modern religions teaching. Globalization exposes people to many spiritual options. This allows individuals to create more personal form as spirituality. However, globalization also spread secular ideas such as scientific reasoning, human rights, and individual freedom. From people begin to question traditional religious authority. This does not mean religions have disappeared. Instead, religion become more personal and sometimes less institutional. In this way, globalization reshape how people understand faith. It creates diversity and not between religions but also within religions.
Religion and historical conflicts. Religion has sometimes been connected to global conflict. For example, in Northern Ireland, conflict existed between Catholics and Protestants for many years. In parts of the Middle East, religious differences have contributed to tensions. However, scholars agree that religion alone rarely causes conflict. Political power struggles, economic inequality, colonial history, and territorial disputes are often major causes. Religion can become a powerful symbol that groups use to defend identity. When identity feels threatened, conflict may arise. It is important to understand that religion is often intertwined with politics and culture, making conflicts more complex.
Today, I'm going to talk about extremism and globalization. In globalized world, extremist ideas can spread quickly through the internet. Some groups misuse religion to justify violence. They interpret sacred texts and extreme way to support their political goals. Social media and online platforms can amplify this idea globally. This show how globalization can sometimes increase risk. However, extremist groups represent only a small minority. Most religious followers promote peace and unity. The problem is not religious itself, but the misuse of religious for power or control.
Religion as a moral guide for peace. Religion also plays a strong role in promoting peace. Most religions teach compassion, forgiveness, respect, and justice. Religious teachings encourage people to care for the poor and forgive enemies. For example, Pope Francis speaks about unity and global solidarity. Dalai Lama promotes nonviolence and compassion. Religious organizations provide humanitarian aid, disaster relief, education, and healthcare around the world. Through these actions, religion becomes a force for global peace.
Interfaith dialogue and cooperation. Globalization encourages interfaith dialogue, which means communication between different religions. Religious leaders now participate in global conferences to promote understanding and cooperation. Interfaith programs address global issues like poverty, climate change, and inequality. Instead of focusing on difference, many religious groups emphasize shared values such as love, justice, and human dignity. Through cooperation, religion contributes to global stability and understanding.
Media's role in spreading religion. Media is one of the most powerful tools of globalization. Through television, YouTube, Facebook, and live streaming, religious messages can reach millions instantly. People can join online prayer meetings and international religious events. Media connects believers across continents. It strengthens global religion's identity. However, media can also spread misinformation. Responsible communication is necessary.
The idea that the world is closely connected through communication was explained by Marshall McLuhan. Today, religion operates in this highly connected world. People can learn about different faiths instantly. Religious discussions happen globally. Religion is no longer isolated within communities. It becomes part of global conversations about morality, peace, justice, and culture. In conclusion, globalization transforms religion by spreading beliefs, encouraging dialogue, influencing practices, and shaping both conflict and peace. Religion remains powerful in a connected world, influencing how people live together globally.